transplanting. Now, this is something that when it comes to transplanting autos, the community is kind of divided on this. You have some people that say never transplant auto, always plant your autos directly into the final container. Don't transplant at all. You have other people that say, yo, transplant's completely fine. It's not going to slow down the plant at all. And some people say it actually increases yield. And I'll hold off on my thoughts until after you answer, but give us your thoughts on transplanting autos, when to do it, so on and so forth.
I mean, when we transplant, our medicinal plants we like so much in general, we usually wait for the root ball to really we love this root porn, I guess we call it, just take the container off and you look and it's just white, everything. You do that with autos, you might have it already flowering. So that's a little bit I would not wait that long and that would not do that. I personally also would always definitely try to hit her with some, mycorrhizae. So she just minimum intervention, I'd say. I mean, I very successfully transplanted autoflowers many, many times. It's just don't wait too long, right? But generally speaking, the people who grew the biggest autos I have seen so far follow me with this. They just throw it in the final container and that's it. So of course there will be people out there and saying, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. People do it. I know people do it very, very successfully, but if you're just starting this out and stuff and you don't have these issues that you need to transplant, that you that you don't have the final, that you don't have a space issue, then nah, don't do it. I just talked to somebody in North Macedonia who's growing some of our gorilla cookies, I think 3,600 or something like that at a time. And he was asking me, half of my plants started flowering. Yeah, because you left them for, I don't know, 5 weeks in 3-liter, less than a gallon containers, which aren't super, super deep. And then just, they just hit the ground. They just like the conditions. They were yeah, I'm done here, basically. Let's wrap this up. 4 more weeks and I'm done.
That is a common thought that people say, and I don't know if it's true or not, but is it true that if it's in a small container and the roots hit the bottom of the pot and start circling, that's going to induce flowering faster than if the plant were in a larger container and the roots were kind of spreading out more? Is there truth to that at all or no?
If you ask me, yes, there's a truth to it, because you will grow the biggest autos by sheer size, not necessarily yield, if you do them outdoors and if you do it in the right climate outdoors, and the plant can stretch and can go wherever it wants to, So, but of course, if you have a giant container and you overwater, then it you have this tiny little ball which is full of water, and basically it's almost like you have an extra pot inside of that pot, right, where the plant doesn't want to go out, and then it can happen to you in a big container too. So in general, I believe, as we said in the very beginning, the bigger the roots, the bigger the fruits, and if you give that autoflower enough space, it will thank you with a big yield.
Okay. And then you mentioned mycorrhizal fungi during transplanting, which is what I was going to talk about. That's a key that a lot of people do, is they expose the roots during that transplanting process, and that gives them the opportunity to sprinkle that mycorrhizal fungi onto the roots, which is super beneficial in so many different ways, right? Another thing I like to do, actually, for not just autos, but for photos as well, is dump a little bit of worm castings in the bottom of the hole during transplant. So I usually do quarter cup, dump that down in there. That's going to help with give it a little bit more nutrition and beneficial microbes as well down by the root zone where you sprinkle the mycorrhizal fungi on there as well. So those are a couple tips for people to do if they do decide to do the transplanting process. This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrowIt15 to save on any of their products.